Hey everyone, I think my channel is the best place to get parenting advice as of my long history of having like 5 kids and leaving all of them. Apart from that, you don't have to be a parent all the time to recognize someone being an absolute moron in exchange for what they believe is right for their kid or would be the best way to raise them. I'm automatically getting off a bad start, but today I'll be looking at a strong genius mom on TikTok and her teaching ideals as uses to raise her kids. I'm trying really hard to not spill out how much she blows my mind and how dumb she is, but you're gonna have to wait and see for yourself in a second. Her TikTok account is called Mami or Nami, which is already quite a bit confusing because it's a bit Spanish, like Mami, and then a bit Japanese, or Nami, I believe. So already confusing, but please bear in mind, she's a white woman, so that explains that and the rest of the video. Ironically, this is one of those accounts that you hate so much because the person behind it seems really upstuck, like they just know everything by themselves. And she's on TikTok already, so the competition for being like that annoying, already to a bad start. She's the best example, like someone believing that if they're on TikTok, they're like in an amphitheater and they're a philosopher, and everything they say is really genius and thought-provoking. Like I think to the average person, most of the stuff she says is just pure bullshit that they don't understand. Maybe to like 1% of the TikTok community, they would enjoy her stuff, but to everyone else, yeah, they would all hate her, so much as I do, maybe. I think on account, she mainly talks about spiritual stuff, so like, God. But the thing is, I don't have an issue with that. It's most of the fact that it's coming from this person with the tattoos everywhere and on a fat balding forehead. That just makes it funnier.
I'm going to show you exactly how you don't need a printer. All you need is about 2 minutes. So we developed this chart called the Pie of Life. We've been using it with our students since 2017. Now here's how it works. You're going to take a screenshot of this and go into your screenshot editor and put 1 dot in each section of the pie.
I want to get the Pie of Life tattooed on my gooch. I hate her smile as well. You can tell she's one of those people that forces happiness in every situation she's in. But if you put her in a tiny amount of stress, she would yell in your face. But thankfully, she's on TikTok, she would record all the happy stuff about her and put that up. God forbid if she wasn't showing positive energy. If I should pick a clip that would be like a petri dish sample of her personality, it'd be this one of her unhinged day.
So I did my wheels call, and then I realized that I forgot to teach people Akashic Records, so it was supposed to take next week off, and then I realized that I have to teach next week. Then I heard from the people that I recorded a podcast with, and the entire podcast that we recorded didn't record. And so that wasn't fun. And then I got emotional because I basically had a whole bunch of people calling me a bad mom, and I was listening to them and not the other one. Then I came home and found out that California thinks I owe them taxes from a year that I didn't live there.
I'm not kidding. When I saw the title Unhinged, I knew already like the most unimportant bullshit ever in her life. Okay, but now really, come on. With the way I'm talking about her, I sound like a piece of shit, and you're probably like, wow, what an asshole. But for me personally, if that's all she did on a TikTok account, talking about spirits and ghosts and goblins, I wouldn't have an issue with that. But it's this clip right here that makes me see her as insane, or at best, delusional. You can tell it's bad already because the like to comment ratio is not very good. To give a quick rundown, she talks about like her belief in like how to raise the kids and the best way of teaching them is. Well, at the forefront is that they actually care or are interested in what they learn, not that bad. But one of the characteristics of a mindset or of plan is that they don't go to school at all. And by school, for them, that's probably kindergarten. So already in the first stage of their life, they're missing out on it.
So we don't teach our children anything. Everything that they learn is in response to either their interests or their questions. We have no curriculum, we have no school hours. We really just respond whenever they want to know something and do our best to make sure they really get it.
Automatically, you can't deny that's bad for a kid. And if you care about like spiritual stuff, whatever, but you have to be really far off the deep end. You're saying that your kid shouldn't go to public school at all to like, get some social skills or learn basic stuff. I really want you to pick apart and scrutinize every little thing she says in this video, because at the end of the day, it's her kids that are at the end of the shotgun barrel of parenting, where they're definitely gonna grow up not knowing basic stuff purely because her mom, their mom saw what's best for them. I don't want you to defend her, but I would get somewhat on a tiny minuscule bit if you don't want to go to high school, primary school, elementary, but you miss out on kindergarten. That's actually the worst part you'll not be included in, because it does make sense. Most of the stuff you do in kindergarten doesn't seem that important, but it's like generally the best parts where your brain is growing, it's very soft, like potato mash. But all the stuff you learn at that young age will stick with you until you're an adult and actually help you out. So I guess the substitute for like not going to school every day would be staying at home with her And if I was a kid, I'd hate that so much. Just having to learn from her, being like, I want Bobby to teach me about soul nourishment. And if she really teaches kids all by herself, it's pretty arrogant to believe that if you're the one person in their life that's teaching them stuff, you're smart enough, to make sure that they're gonna grow up normally and, pretty smart as well. For all those teachers that get paid to do that as their job, all you need to raise a kid is one strong woman to teach them.
And my big fear about free schooling was that if my kids only went towards what they were interested in, saving all of their real estate only for things they're interested in, not cramming it with anything necessary, I was concerned that they would never be interested in things like reading and writing and math.
I think you have to be really underestimate kids to believe that all the stuff they learn is going to fill up the brain and it's going to cap their normal knowledge going in. When in reality, kids do stuff they care about. Isn't the whole point of kindergarten where they spend like 1 hour like listening to the teacher, but after that, they can do whatever they want, just having normal freedom. I like how he says he was worried that they wouldn't be interested in stuff like reading or writing or basic maths. But that is the point of school, where it makes you interested in that. Come on, you can't be interested in reading if you can't read in the first place. God. Plus, one of the things that you have to either way. If you don't, have fun getting a job in a coal mine, idiot. You can tell so much that this woman, she was the kind of person that dropped out of high school when she had like 1 year left of graduating, but she hated it that much. And she made a promise to herself being like, I'm gonna make sure my kid never goes to this bullshit capitalistic social construct. I'm gonna make sure they have nothing but freedom. Also, if your kid doesn't go to school, what do they do the entire time, like every week, if you're just staying at home? If I was that, like 6 years old, like a fetus, I'd be begging to go anywhere else outside of home to meet some people and, have some energy. Most kids, even when they grow up, they admit that the best part of going to school wasn't learning that old gay shit, I'll admit that. It's more so spending time with their friends. And you know what? If that was the only bad part about this video, like forcing your kid to miss out on the social stuff, that'd be bad. But this next part, honestly, it is the best part. It shows the fruit of her work, where she shows how far her son came from not going to school and learning to write all by himself.
My son's 6, and it took some patience and not comparing myself to other moms, but this is his book. Look at this. Lamp. Egg. Jar. Lion. This is him doing this by himself, copying down words from other places, asking us more. Same with addition. Mom, what's 7 plus 5? It will come at the right time. But if you do not like this idea of sending your kids away for 40 hours a week and then wondering why they have no energy to do anything else, if you are not into your kids conforming, trust that you can follow their interests and they will learn everything they need to learn, not what other people need them to learn. You're welcome.
That's actually awful. If your son is 6 years old and he barely has the hand muscle of writing the sketches of a toddler, that's so up. But that is funny. She flips it and she's like, egg.
Egg.
That notebook part is the entire reason why I'm talking about her. Because to be fair, the rest of her TikTok account really is not that engaging, it's not that interesting. It's really only this video and the latter half that really shows how deluded she is. Because if you have some lifestyle, some hippy dippy bullshit, who cares? But when you're forcing a kid to live that way as well, that's just so moronic. And having the ideal as well of they're not going to school, they're gonna live purely by freedom alone. I think it's so funny that this woman and her husband, they went through and had a kid, they got to the level of dedication, but they can't accept being normal parents. No way, honey, we're staying the same. I'm gonna be honest, I don't see what her husband looks like. It could look like an exact clone of her, gender band, or it could look at that wimpy boyfriend from that Best Girlfriend clip, the kind of guy that has no spine at all. And I have to admit, this is on the same level as having vegan parents that force a kid to be vegan as well, where they grow up to be grey malnourished ghouls, and the bones are 45% tofu, I don't know. And again, I really want you to hammer in how bad it is for this kid to not go to school, but instead spend all day at home with his parents, being locked up with his woman the entire time. God. I really don't want to end the video on a sad note, but if your kid is 6 years old and already he's not going to school and he's got to that point of writing that badly, I'd feel like I'd be lying if I said this kid would be growing up without issues because this crazy woman being his mom. God.